Imagine giving your heart to the love of your life, only to find that the very love you cherished is destined to destroy you. What if every sacrifice, every moment you shared, was slowly crushed by an unseen force, one you couldn't name, but could feel unraveling your world? This is the story of Ahamefula, a devoted husband who poured his soul into his marriage with Agatha, only to discover he was battling a curse far more dangerous than he ever thought possible. Little did he know, the woman he loved had been marked by dark powers from the marine kingdom, powers with one goal: his destruction. Agatha was born into a peaceful African village, loved by her family and celebrated by her community. But what her family didn't know was that from the moment of her birth, Agatha had been claimed by the marine kingdom. A force from beneath the waters had bound her to a spiritual husband, an otherworldly entity who had taken her soul as its own. The pact was simple and terrifying. Agatha could never love or live happily with an earthly man. Her task was to bring misery to whoever became her husband. As a child, Agatha was unaware of this dark burden, but as she grew older, the shadows of her fate began to creep into her life. And when she married Ahamefula, the love of her life, the marine spirits reminded her of her mission. If she failed to destroy him, she would die. Ahamefula, 40 years old and a successful businessman, lived and worked in the bustling city, far from the village where Agatha stayed with their 2 children. Ahamefula loved his family deeply and worked tirelessly to provide for them. Every month, he sent money home to pay for repairs, the children's education, and Agatha's needs. He sacrificed his time and energy to ensure his family had a good life, believing that his love and dedication would keep them strong. But every time Ahamefula returned home, something was wrong. The house was falling apart, the children's school fees had gone unpaid, and Agatha seemed distant, cold, and resentful. No matter what he did, nothing seemed to be enough. "You leave us here while you live comfortably in the city," Agatha would say, her voice filled with anger. Ahamefula was confused. What more could he do? He had given everything for his family, yet Agatha's love seemed to grow colder with each passing day. Unknown to Ahamefula, Agatha was fighting a battle far more dangerous than he could imagine. Her spiritual husband, the entity from the marine kingdom, visited her every night in her dreams, commanding her to destroy Ahamefula's happiness. The spirits whispered dark instructions, telling her to sabotage everything Ahamefula built. The money he sent would disappear, the repairs would never be made, and the household would crumble. The more Ahamefula tried to fix things, the more Agatha was forced to ruin them. Agatha was torn. She loved Ahamefula, but the marine spirits had given her a deadly ultimatum. If she allowed love to flourish, she would die. Each night, the spirits reminded her of the curse she carried, and she was powerless to resist their commands. As time went on, strange things began happening in their home. Objects moved on their own. Strange whispers echoed through the house, and the children started having nightmares. Ahamefula, sensing that something was wrong, began to pray more fervently. His spiritual strength was his greatest shield, but he didn't know that the forces working against him were growing stronger. One night, as Ahamefula prayed in his city apartment, a sudden gust of wind blew through the window, knocking over a photo of him and Agatha from their wedding day. The glass shattered on the floor, and at that moment, Agatha woke up screaming in the village, her body drenched in sweat as her spiritual husband's presence loomed over her. Agatha's struggle continued to grow worse. Every day, she fought to keep her marriage together, but the marine spirits tightened their grip on her soul. Desperate, she sought help from a native juju doctor, a man known for his dark powers. She explained her situation to him, and the doctor nodded gravely. "You must kill him," he said. "Your spiritual husband demands his life. Only then will you be free from this curse." Agatha's heart pounded with fear. Could she really kill Ahamefula? Hey, I appreciate your sticking with me through this amazing story. If you're enjoying it, a quick like will really help others find and enjoy it too. I'd love to hear your thoughts, so don't forget to comment. And if this story touched you, share it with someone special. They deserve to hear it too. Now, let's jump back into the tale. Could she go through with it? The juju doctor gave her a ritual, complete with dark chants and blood sacrifices. He handed her a knife, blessed with the power to end her husband's life, and told her to perform the ritual at midnight. That night, while Ahamefula was away in the city, Agatha prepared to carry out the ritual. The room was filled with the smell of burning herbs, and the air was thick with tension. She lit candles, drew symbols on the floor, and began chanting the words the juju doctor had given her. As the clock struck midnight, Agatha stood in the center of the room, holding the knife above a bowl of blood. Just as she was about to complete the ritual, a loud clap of thunder shook the house. A bolt of lightning struck nearby, and the room plunged into darkness. Agatha screamed as she felt a searing pain spread through her body. She collapsed to the floor, half of her body turning black as the spirits cursed her for failing to kill Ahamefula. The marine kingdom had abandoned her, leaving her paralyzed and broken. Weeks later, Ahamefula returned to the village, unaware of what had happened. When he walked into the house, he found Agatha lying on the floor, her body twisted, and half of her skin pitch black. He rushed to her side, his heart filled with shock and confusion. "Agatha, what happened?" he asked, his voice trembling. But Agatha could only weep. Through her tears, she confessed everything: the spiritual husband, the pact with the marine kingdom, and her attempts to destroy him. She had tried to kill him, but the spirits had punished her instead. Despite the painful confession, Ahamefula forgave her. He knelt beside her, holding her hand as she wept. "I forgive you, Agatha," he said softly. "You were not in control. I forgive you for everything." Agatha wept harder, her body broken, but her heart finally at peace. The curse had taken its toll, but Ahamefula's love and forgiveness were stronger than any force the spirits had sent against them. In the months that followed, Ahamefula took care of Agatha as she remained paralyzed, her body half consumed by the curse. Despite everything, Ahamefula stayed by her side, feeding her, tending to her needs, and showing her the love she had never truly experienced because of the darkness that had plagued her life. Agatha's condition worsened over time, and eventually she passed away peacefully in her sleep. The curse that had haunted her was finally lifted, and she left the world with a calm expression on her face. Ahamefula, though heartbroken, knew she was finally free. After Agatha's death, Ahamefula continued to live in the village, raising their children with the same love and strength he had always shown. He became a pillar of the community, respected for his resilience and unwavering faith. His children, who had once feared the curse that had bound their mother, grew strong under his guidance. Ahamefula never allowed bitterness or anger to consume him. He knew that love had freed Agatha, and his strength had protected their family from the darkness. Years later, Ahamefula sat under the iroko tree, telling his children stories of their mother. He spoke of her not with anger, but with compassion. "She was haunted by forces beyond her control," he said, "but in the end, love set her free." His children listened with understanding, knowing that their father's love had broken the curse that once loomed over their lives. In life, we all carry burdens, some visible, others hidden. But no matter the darkness that seeks to destroy us, love, patience, and forgiveness are the greatest weapons we possess. Ahamefula's love for Agatha broke the curse that bound her, and in the end, it set her free. May we all remember that no matter how haunted our path may be, love can always light the way. Moral of Agatha the Haunted Bride is that love, while powerful, cannot survive on devotion alone. It requires understanding, communication, and awareness of each other's deepest truths. Ahamefula's blind faith in Agatha, without truly knowing the dark secret she carried, led him into a danger he couldn't foresee. The story reminds us that in relationships, it's crucial to see beyond the surface and be willing to confront the hidden struggles or burdens that may exist. True love is about facing challenges together, not just sacrificing blindly. Ignoring these deeper realities can lead to heartbreak, even when love is genuine. Thank you for watching. I am Madhu Black, and this is Africa Folktales and Legends. If you have made it this far with us, ensure to subscribe, like, comment, and share the story on your social media platforms. And do turn on notifications so you'll know right away when I drop more amazing stories. I really appreciate all your support. Quite overwhelming. It means a lot to me. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.